This is BullFrog, taken from a September 1974 edition of Tang's The Geordie Scene. The gentleman in blue wrestling with the bass is Steve Thompson, these days the region's only full-time professional songwriter, with his material recorded by people like Sheena Easton, the Hollies and the Searchers. I collared Steve on the seafront of his native Whitley Bay.
The songs you write are very, shall we say, middle of the road. They're for the common man rather than a very elite group. Does that come from the heart, or do you set out particularly to write middle of the road songs?
Oh no, it's from the heart. It's I don't write anything that you would call really serious lyrically, but it's serious in the sense that if it's a love song, it's either something that I've experienced or someone I know, or even if it's fictitious, it's like a scenario from a movie. It's from experience all the same, or the way you would think it would be. It's not all just from the head. The chords and stuff is from the head, but the lyrics are from the heart, really.
Well, when there are songs that are from your heart and your experience, isn't it strange then that you give these songs to other artists to perform? Do they understand what they're singing about?
Well, I would imagine so. Everybody's got emotions. A lot of people have been through the same sorts of situations. And also, I leave the lyric to a certain extent open, so that it may be a situation that I understand, but other people can read their own thing into it as well. And I have to give it to other people to sing because I can't sing a note.
Ain't nothing like the way we planned it, baby. I'm still trying to understand it, boy. This ain't nothing like the way we planned it, baby. Yeah, I remember promises I gave you and you gave me. All the things that we really meant, we got so really.
When you wrote a really big hit, that was the Hurry Home song that Wavelength did. Now, you wrote that and you didn't expect that to happen with it, did you?
No, it wasn't even intended for the public's ears. I wrote the song because my wife was going into hospital, and it was just a little cassette for her, and it was all slushy and sentimental, well over the top, really. And she took it in with her, and all the nurses loved it and everything. And when she came back, she said, "You're going to have to get that song to people." And I said, "Don't be silly, it's too slushy, nobody is going to go for that." I know it has to be that you're away, but I have called you up with just one thing to say. Hurry home, hurry home. It was just a demo of me singing the song out of tune and everything. She loved it, but I did a proper demo of the song. I did a couple of demos with different singers, then started getting the song out to people. And it was a girl called Toni got it to Chris Neal, who was producing Sheena Easton at the time. And he loved the song, and he wanted to do it with Sheena Easton, and she hated the song. So
More fool her, it's such a big hit.
Yeah. He said, Sheena doesn't like the song, but I'm going to do the song with a group made of 3 taxi drivers and 2 welders. And I thought, oh no, I'd prefer Sheena Easton to do it. Who are these guys? But it just goes to show you that everybody goes for the big artist, but I mean the unknown artist can be just as successful if the climate's right and the song's right. Hurry home, now I know just what lonely really means. Hurry home, hurry home. I think the first song I ever got recorded was just by sending out cassettes in the post to various people. It didn't do anything, and I don't think the song was that strong. But it's just a matter of keeping going until you get where you want to be, and just don't give up. And that's exactly what I did. So the amateur can't send out it's always got to be on cassette. You don't send out lyric sheets unless it's to accompany the cassette, but you don't send out manuscripts. It's not on music anymore, and you don't go into the publisher's office and play it on a piano anymore. Quite often publishers don't have pianos in their offices anymore, like they used to in Tin Pan Alley days. I'm my own boss, I'm self-employed, but the reason for going into a publishing deal is after you've done it like semi-pro for a while, if you haven't had any success with your songs, but you're hoping there's potential there to have them, what you need to do then is try and get a publisher interested. And if he likes the material you're doing and thinks there's potential, he'll advance you what he thinks you'll earn, or as much as you can get off him. And then the idea is that when the earnings come in, the royalties, that he will collect them all and not pay you your share until he's recouped what he's advanced you for that year, which keeps you going through that year.
It's a bit of a dying breed, isn't it, being a songwriter? Because there used to be a lot of songwriters writing for other artists, but now we're far more used to, after the advent of groups like the Beatles, to see people writing their own songs. So where does that leave you now?
In a difficult position. I think that there aren't that many people who just simply write songs for other people. The reason for that is that they don't survive, because you've got to keep going sometimes in the face of adversity, and it looks like you're not going to get anywhere. Someone once said to me when I said, when do you think it's going to happen? He said, the moment you're going to jump out the window because you think you're having a chance, there's a moment someone will run in and say, ha, we want to do this song, or you've gone into the charts.
Do you just write all by yourself? Is it a solitary artist starving in his garret profession, or do you ever actually work with somebody else?
I work alone quite a lot, and sometimes I work with other writers. This is usually when I'm in London, just for out of interest to see what will happen. And then other times I become sort of a troubleshooting songwriter, and I'll go into a situation where there's a band or an artist making an album, and they want an injection of some commerciality, or like a professional songwriter. Maybe they've been on tour all year and they haven't got that much together, so I'll get together with them and throw in my bit. And quite recently I've been working with Deverill, the Tygers of Tang, a new album with them. And that's going quite well. Whatever. So I'll tell you what will be good. All change faces, right? And all through the
just get
all aces rhymes.
Yeah, aces, faces, races. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Because if we keep that theme sort of thing going.
Hello, mind interrupt you? I'm so sorry to stop this creative process. Is this how you go about writing all your material then, when you're writing together? Because you're writing with John in this album, aren't you?
Yeah, well, we usually start like this, it starts, or Steve might just give me a cassette of a basic idea, with just a basic few bars of music on it. And then I'll try and sort of think of a melody to go over the top, or we might work on the melody together, or we might work on the lyrics together, or I might write the lyrics on my own, or, it varies all the time. Usually whatever we feel is the best way to get the best results on that particular song. I think Steve is a sort of writer that could write with anybody, whether it's a heavy metal band or a pop band or a jazz funk band, you name it. He's very versatile. So I think with us, working on a hard rock album, it's just easier to sort of, I think, come up with... I think Steve's more hard rock orientated than anything else. He's a real headbanger on the side,
Don't you ever feel, Steve, like a frustrated performer? Don't you ever wish you were up on stage performing?
Not really. If I was to get together with some friends and maybe play a couple of gigs or something, I wouldn't want to do my material. I would want to do... that would make it serious then, you see. And it's a long time since that I seriously played on stage, I'd rather do what I'm doing. Really.
Isn't this serious then? You say that would make it serious? What's this? I think this is very serious.
What I mean, this is serious. This is my living. So to actually go on stage, unless it was terribly serious, I wouldn't want to bring in my music to it. I would rather go out with a band and do some blues songs and not mix the two and just have a bit of fun that way. But sometimes I find that to actually play with a band is more hassle than it's worth, from my point of view anyway, Just gets in the way of getting on with the business. You can always mime in front of the bathroom mirror with a hairbrush, can't you, if you get frustrated? Anyway. It's a funny thing, I used to mime to the old things like the Searchers and the Hollies and stuff with the old tennis racket, And since then, those very people have done my songs and I've gotten to meet them. And it's such a shame that after the time, the hero worship is gone by the time you meet them. I don't want to be the one to say goodbye. I don't want to look the problem in the eye. And I don't want to be the first to say that maybe we should both call it playing whilst I'm minding the tennis racket. One of these days they'll be doing your songs.
On a Slazenger as well, instead of a pedal. Well, I'll leave you to getting on with the rest of this album, and I trust it will be a great hit. So let me interrupt you no further, gentlemen.
Right.
Thanks, Mary.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Where were we, Steve?
Lyrics.
Right.
Okay.
All change faces, leave no traces, feel those aces. All change faces, winning races, going places.
Oh, competition time again, and this week we're giving away